is the code that you can download from Lesson 1 from the basic XHTML lesson. Right now it is in a notepad format. And what I want you to do is open this in Lesson 1 and then highlight everything and copy it. Oops. Okay, highlight it, copy it, and I want you to open a new notepad. If you're using Windows, Notepad would be found under All Programs, Accessories, and Notepad. It automatically opens a blank notepad, and I'm just going to paste it. We can go Edit, Paste, or as you see, you can use a shortcut Control V. So here's the basic code for the tags and attribute page that you need to create. Now that we have it in Notepad, we want to save it as an HTML page. So we're going to go File, Save As, and you're going to pick a place for this page to be saved. Right now I'm going to save it in this folder right here, and remember we need to save it as our last name, and you can just do last name dot HTML, and it'll automatically save it as a website, a web page. Notice nothing changed here, but let me open the folder where I saved it. So I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to go to my documents. And remember, I saved it in this folder in Short Course. And if you notice, here is my code page that I made in Notepad, and notice it's an internet page. So when I open it, it automatically opens it in Internet Explorer. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have two windows open, and I'm going to open my Notepad page. Remember I saved it as Notepad, and there were some changes I asked you to make in this lesson. One thing I want you to notice is that yours may not be, the word wrap may not be on for you, so let me get this situated so you can see both of them side by side. Alright. If yours continues to go on, if you look under Format, you have Word Wrap. If I turn it off, notice how it extends off of the screen. So go to Format and turn on Word Wrap, and it wraps it so no matter how big your window is, it'll wrap the words down to the next line. Alright, I want you to notice right here is the paragraph I was talking about in the PowerPoint lesson. Notice there is no break on our web page. So if I type the code in for the line break, which was bracket BR/bracket, and if I go over here, nothing happens. There are some main steps that you need to know for this unit. Whenever you make make a change in your notepad, you need to save it, and then come over here and hit refresh. Now did you notice the difference? It moved this down one line. So the code over here, the line break code, moved this code down. So if I take it out, save, and then refresh, it moves the code back up. Okay, so we talked about the line break. The next thing we need to talk about is adding a paragraph tag. So in the PowerPoint, I asked you to put a paragraph tag right after the body tag, so it's bracket P bracket. So here's our start tag, and then I want you to put a paragraph tag right after our first paragraph. So it's bracket slash P close bracket, and remember, we can't see the changes on our web page until we save it. So we click File, Save, and refresh, and notice it put this extra line right here. It made a paragraph. Okay, so now you see the difference between a line break and a paragraph tag. And remember, the other code I wanted you to insert is the comment. Now all the code that shows up on your web page right here is in the body tags. So we have the head tag, okay, that does not show up on your web page here, but if you notice, the title, tags and attributes, shows up right here as the title of our web page. Alright, so the next thing I wanted to add was a comment, and your comment was going to be your last name, so a bracket, exclamation point, hyphen hyphen, and then all you need to do is put your name. You can just do your last name and today's date. Okay, and then we need to do hyphen hyphen and bracket. Now if we save it, File, Save, and we refresh, there isn't any changes on our website. But when I look at the code, I can tell that you created it on 11/23/11. So this is how you make a simple web page. So what I want you to do with this web page is to add tags and attributes to the first line at the beginning of the body, and you can add it here before the paragraph tag. So if we just do that, we go tags and attributes, okay, File, Save, and let's see what it looks like over here. So you have tags and attributes, and then the next thing I wanted you to do was to put this in H1. So I'll show you how to do some of these, and then you can finish the rest on your own. So for H1, we have to have our H1 tag, so it's bracket H1, and we need to close the bracket. And remember, if we do this over here, let me just show you. File, Save, refresh. Notice nothing happened. We need to close the tag over here. So let's see what happens when we close our H1 tag. So you notice I closed my H1 tag. Oops, no wonder I put it in the wrong spot. So it's never going to show up. So actually you can see it showed up right here. So let's get rid of these. And it's actually a good thing I made this mistake, because we learned from them, and you can see the difference. Where we put our tags makes a difference what it looks like on the web page. So I want to put it in our body tag, so it shows up over here. So I'm going to put H1. Okay. Now if I save it and I come over here and refresh, notice it made everything the H1 size. So I need to end it. I need my end tag. So if I go back over to the code, I'm going to end my H1 tag. Alright, so I have my beginning H1 tag and my end H1 tag. File, save, come over here and refresh. And now I have my title, tags, and attributes in H1. Now remember, I also asked you to make this bold. So our tag for bold is B, and then we need to close it. So since I put it before the H1, I'm going to close it before the H1. And then File, Save, and if we come over here, refresh, it's already pretty bold anyway, so you won't notice a big difference. But if we do the underline, let's see how this works. Oops. U, and then close it. File, save, over here, refresh, and notice I put the underline in there. Alright, so those were the things that you needed to do to the tags and attributes. Then you need to make the rest of this H4, so you'd put your H4 tag in here, and then you'd have to close it after the word title. And then the next change you needed to make were to italicize all of the words in capital letters. So if you look over here, this is in caps, XHTML, and if we look for more caps, there's the head tag is in caps, and so is this title, and that title. Alright, so italicized is bracket I, and then close your bracket. Another resource that will be very helpful for you is this tags and attributes file that I'll have available for you guys online. And you can download this. I would download this and keep this on your computer because you're going to use it a lot in this unit. Okay, so if we look, we have the tags that you need. You have your HTML tags, you have your body tags, you have your underline where it'll underline, and it does say depreciated. That means it's not recognized anymore, but it'll still work. You have your, if you forgot what italics is, you have that, and we'll talk about more of these tags later in our lesson.